على النبي هيلا صل على النبي يا مهون
So let's do something different. Let's talk box office for Indiana Jones 5. These are the numbers according to IMDb. It cost almost $300 million to make, but from what rumors have been circulating around, like from Doomcock and a few other people I respect, it probably cost over $400 million. So it's going to have to make $1 billion to break even. And one of Bob Iger's warnings to Kathleen Kennedy was that it was going to have to make $1 billion for her to get her bonus as she walks out the door. I don't think it's going to. The first weekend will be the indication. I don't want to get too down on this. I want it to do well because I love Harrison Ford. I respect the hell out of James Mangold, and I respect Mads Mikkelsen, and they deserve better. And here's from Dr. Movie Review. It's supposed to make total box office predictions overseas and domestic opening weekend, $155 million this weekend, and or that the opening weekend of June 30th. This is what I'm gonna predict. Because the movie has been ridiculed from the day Harrison Ford walked on the set and got hurt, and we know the fight that a certain failed film maker named Matt Kadish got into with James Mangold after Harry got hurt. And the fact of the matter is black pills, etc., have been able to basically take the narrative. I think probably it'll make, I'm going to say, $120 million. Okay. And then we'll see where it goes from there. If it, and the reason is this. The movie looks good, in my opinion. Phoebe Waller-Bridge doesn't bother me as much as I thought she would, just in the scenes that we've been able to see. But because she's in it and has such a bad reputation amongst the fans, I think people are going to stay away from it. So, what I say, 130 million? I'll say, my prediction is opening weekend, it's going to make about 125 million. Then what happens with the next weekend? Because that is the big deal, and it is going to drop off. Okay, I don't know what movie comes in the next weekend after that. If it's something like Into the Spider-Verse or some kids movie, I'm going to say that Indy won't be the king of the box office that weekend, and I think it'll probably fall 60 to 70%. That seems like the usual designation now for I think a lot of movies. It's very rare that you get a Top Gun Maverick or a Ghostbusters 3 Afterlife, or you name it. And despite it being a Harrison Ford as Indiana Jones movie, I look at this and I'm very cautious about what I think is going on, because I honestly think that because of the mess surrounding it, because of all the reshoots that they've had to go through, your typical Kathleen Kennedy film, and as you know, she wasn't on the set, so a lot of stuff happened without her knowing, and I've heard that they've still been going through reshoots, and Harrison Ford has been on set. I guess the actors are doing things on a volume stage or in front of green screen without any other actors there. You gotta remember, Harrison Ford is doing Captain America: New World Order as Thunderbolt Ross. Okay, so he is a busy guy right now, and he's been on the set, and I think they're filming a lot of stuff in California to finish it up, or have been. I don't know if they're still filming. I know James Mangold, God, in December was saying they were editing, and Steven Spielberg said it looked pretty good, but that might be. But a lot of really good movies, because of who is in it and whose name is attached to it, don't do as well as they could because of the names attached. If you have Kathleen Kennedy anywhere near Star Wars or Indiana Jones, people will likely not go. And I know a lot of people out there don't want to hear about it, but that's the truth. People don't want to see a movie that she's attached to, because of her incompetence and lack of leadership for Star Wars. Okay, she didn't do Star Wars well, all right? And we have to be honest about that. So my predictions, and again, I'm going to bring up how much it cost. This is $295 million, and that's a lot of money, okay? But because of the reshoots, add another 100 million, 150 million, okay? So we've got over 400 million, and take that right off the top. And then what movie theaters take and everything else, and I don't think this thing's going to break even. Okay. If it needs to make $1 billion, I don't think it's going to break even, and I'm going to be very brutally honest about it. I don't think that breaking even is enough to save Kathy Kennedy's job. We're still looking at her and the Flying Monkeys to leave after Indy 5 drops, but because layoffs are still happening at Disney again, they laid off 4,000 so far. They have 3,000 to go, and we've got into early summer, or right before summer starts, which is it's what, May 4th? We've got a month, about a month and maybe 6 weeks, maybe less. Okay, so who knows? She might be the last man standing. We don't know. The cone of silence is around HR. They're talking in encrypted emails. And something's happening at Lucasfilm. We just don't know it yet. But I predict Indy 5 will end up at the box office about $750–800 million. Maybe a little more, maybe a little less. But I don't think it's going to break even. And it's not because of Harrison Ford or James Mangold, etc. It's about Kathleen Kennedy, okay? And it's about all the shit people know about that went on behind the scenes. The reshoots, Bob Iger chewing her out, Bob Chapek chewing her out. And I'll tell you something. If the end isn't satisfying for people, it's not even gonna get close to those numbers, because word of mouth will set it on fire. So we'll see. I just hope for the best, because Indiana Jones is my second favorite franchise. And I know how much the character means to Harrison Ford. So, look at the reality of the situation, but hope for the best. This is Steph signing out. I'll see you around the galaxy.